If you stick around for a few minutes in this video, you will realize that this will be the last video you will ever need to watch on real estate lead generation. How to constantly generate real estate leads for your business, how to effectively move strangers to people that know you and your brand, to people that wants to buy property from you. So if it is necessary for you, get your pen and paper, because I am going to show you a lot of things that I had to learn the hard way concerning real estate lead generation. I will tell you the ugly truths, and I will also show you exactly how I was able to build the system that got real estate leads and also converted them into property buyers from my clients. So who exactly is this video for? This video is for you if you are a solo realtor or a realtor that owns an agency and you consistently bring in listings into your business, especially the investment type of property like landed property. This video is for you if you are a realtor and you feel like the competition out there is overwhelming and you are struggling to get seen in your marketing activities. This video is for you. This video is also for you if you are a realtor that consistently battle with generating leads in the online space and generating it consistently. This video is also for you if you are struggling with converting your leads to actual clients that wants to buy properties. That is, you are generating leads, you have a means of getting leads, you have a means of getting eyeballs, but you are struggling with converting those leads into actual clients that wants to buy property. This video is for you. This video is also for you if you are a realtor and you are choked with all the demanding activities of being a realtor, that you have zero or low time to spend with the leads that you have successfully brought into your business to actually get them to know you, to know about your brand, and successfully convert them to property buyers. Pay attention to every information in this video. This video is also for you if you are a realtor, whether a solo agent or you own an agency, and you don't have a sales structure that will get all the attention from the online space. Bring them in, get them to know you and your brand, and ultimately convert them to property buyers. If you are a realtor and you don't have such a system that you can consistently hope on, that you can consistently trust to convert strangers in the online space to property buyers, then you need to pay attention to this video. This video is also for you if you think that online leads are very unserious leads. And finally, this video is for you if you're almost having anxiety from inconsistent sales. That is, the sales in your business is not consistent. You rarely close any property. Pay attention to every details of this video, because I will expose both the things that you want to hear about real estate lead generation and the things that you don't want to hear. So, who the heck am I? And why should you listen to anything that I have to say? My name is Chima Vivian. Around 2021, around August 2021, I was building websites for businesses. Yeah, I was actually delivering a perfect job when it comes to building websites. So something was not right about it, because if you're a realtor in your business right now and you have your website, like you have that fancy website that you paid a developer to build for you, you relate to this. Websites are flops. They are completely useless. It's as if you just paid someone and you wasted that investment. So that was actually what I was selling to people, and I was aware of that. That's what was not sitting right with me, because it's as if I'm asking people to invest in something for their business, knowing fully well that this will not bring them any result. Don't get me wrong, website is actually great if you put in the work. But on a normal level, the kind of websites that we built nowadays, the kind of website that business owners, realtors, everybody pays for, is the website that at the end of the day, it doesn't end up bringing you anything. It's just there looking fancy. So that's what I was selling to people. You get? So it wasn't sitting right with me, because I didn't like the idea of getting someone a website. At the end of the day, they don't end up using it for anything. It doesn't bring them any results. And after 1 year, everything expires and the website goes offline. So that is the nature of the whole thing. So I really wanted to be building something that actually got results for people. So This was my drive. Like right now, currently, this is still my drive to build something that actually brings result to people. And that was what led me to start running Facebook and Instagram ads for realtors. I chose real estate, not that I have a special interest in real estate though, but I just wanted to pick a niche. I'm a very big fan of niching down in your business. So I picked real estate because it's among the business people that are actually running ads constantly. So I did my research and I decided to pick real estate. So I got a lot of courses that teaches how to run effective ads for real estate. I learned it, implemented it by myself. I got realtors as clients, and then I ran the ads for them after after implementing every single thing that I've learned, combining all the knowledge that I have from those courses. So I started running ads for realtors. We were generating leads, something that looks like actual leads, serious leads. So, but it didn't work. None of those clients closed into property buyers. So my clients were actually complaining. That's realtors that I was running the ads for. They were actually complaining that these leads we are not turning into clients. So I can't really say that I didn't run effective ads because I focused on real estate when I was running that Facebook ads. I focused on every tactic, every like I had to get every information that I needed to get. So I was wondering what could possibly be the problem because I don't know what else to do. You get, and these people have paid me to bring in these sales for them. So this was what led me to actually calm down and discover where the problem is. That was when it came to my realization that real estate is not shoes and bags. Real estate is not something that you just put up an ad and then in just 1 week or 2 weeks you have a property buyer. It's not shoes and bags. I mean, think about it. If you were the one scrolling online and then you saw an ad, you became interested. You get, because of how the ad has been organized, you became interested. You opted in, but then you didn't convert because we are talking about a property of 10 million, 20 million, 5 million. You can't just meet somebody on social media just because you put up an attractive ad and then you get them to bring out 5 million or 10 million just within a week or 2 weeks or sometimes even 1 month. I am being realistic here. So if this is annoying you, please kindly click out from the video because I know exactly this experience. I know exactly what I'm talking about from my own personal experience. So you don't expect someone to see your ad and then come into your business and then within 1 week or 2 weeks or even 1 month expect them to pull out such amount of money and convert into a property buyer. That's the ugly truth I had to learn about real estate online leads. So pay attention here because it did not just end there. So then I realized that there has to be a lot of background work when it comes to real estate. There has to be a lot of background work to actually get someone from being a stranger in the online space that doesn't know the realtor, that doesn't know who they are, that haven't encountered your brand before, to actually convert into someone that wants to buy a property. So I now started learning how to do effective follow-ups. Remember, the reason why I was doing all this is because I actually wanted to be building a system that actually gets results for businesses. I could have just given up, but when you have that particular drive to achieve something, it kind of propels you towards the difficult times. I don't know how to explain this so that you understand it. So I started learning how to do effective follow-ups, effective real estate follow-ups with those leads. I had about 6 clients then. So I was able to build up a follow-up series that lasted I think up to 4 months. Like every five days, these messages will be sending out to those leads. We were still collecting leads from those ads, quite all right. But that was no longer where my attention was. I was focused on what we actually made these people to convert. So because I owe it to them. I focused on crafting those messages that will be working on those leads. And I hate to break it to you, it still did not work out as I expected. And at that point, it was it hit me with serious anxiety. Imagine that feeling of, you know, someone paying you to actually get results for them in their business, and you weren't able to. So you'd want to fall asleep at night, and you just be like, oh my god, I haven't actually done this. I haven't figured this out. How what exactly do I need to be doing to convert a stranger into a property buyer? That was the biggest question like I've had to answer in my own life from all the struggles that I've experienced throughout 2021, 2022. So pay serious attention, because where the magic started happening was not 1 month, not within the space of 1 month after they started receiving those messages, those follow-up messages that I was able to come up with. Where it actually started happening was a month through. Then after the first month, I started getting this response from them that, okay, this person has shown interest in this particular property, and I want to see how it goes. I was like, wow. Because the lady that actually told me this was among my clients that was blaming me that my system is complete flop and she wasted her money on me or whatsoever. So it really gave me anxiety. And I was very, very happy when she told me about this, because it's like good news to me too, because she was doubting me. And yeah, I was also doubting myself, because I've not been able to actually provide a reasonable result. So to actually cut this story short, it didn't just happen once. It also happened with about 3 of my other clients, that those follow-up processes, as they were receiving those messages, they started getting response from those leads that actually blacked out on them. They started getting response, one response at a time. So what happened here is that the whole thing did not happen exactly the way we planned, because I expected that, okay, if we start that follow-up as at least a month or a few weeks, those leads will start responding and all that. But it took quite a time before we started getting responses from those follow-ups that we crafted and we implemented for them. So that is what I need you to know right now. Within the space of 3 months, every single property buyer that have closed totaled 9 property sales. I'm talking about landed properties. I'm not talking about luxury housing or whatever. I'm talking about landed properties. So within the space of 3 months, it totaled 9 property sales. And I'm going to give you exactly how I did it. In fact, when I implemented those systems for them, I was actually so confused. Like, this is the real truth. I was guiding them on what to do, but deep down, I wasn't even sure. I was not even sure of what I was doing, because this is my first time. You get my point? So I want to detail every single step I took in order to achieve those results. And right now, as you're watching this video, that system is still in their business. Anywhere that they get leads, whether it's from their Instagram, whether it's from their Facebook, whether it's from their social media ad, they will put that lead into that follow-up sequence. That is the beauty of the whole thing. And they don't even have to stress. So what I want you to learn in this video is the steps, because I've had to organize it so that I'll explain it to you in a very simple way to understand. Because when I was implementing this, I was so confused. The whole thing was scattered to me. So that's why I want you to pay attention to this video, because whatever thing that they are preaching to you out there, that they will come into your business, they will run this ad, they will implement this particular targeting tactic, and you, please pay serious attention. Things can only get easy for you in business when you've done the hard work. Just take it from me today. And we are not talking about shoes and bags. If it's shoes and bags, then you can hire someone that runs ads, and they will just pull whatever they are pulling, and sales will start coming in. But this is real estate that we are talking about. On top of the whole thing, online leads. Online is not the same as offline. You might know someone in the offline space. They know you in person, so that they can easily trust you to do business with you. But when it comes to the online space, nobody knows who you are. Nobody knows about your brand, unless the people that have been with your brand for some time. But as long as you're a realtor and you want to be getting leads consistently in the online space, you need to pay attention to this. Nobody knows who you are until they get in contact with your brand, they experience your brand, they get close to you. So if you're doing anything in the online space, have it in mind that you are dealing with strangers. You are dealing with strangers, and it will take them some time for them to get to know you and ultimately convert to property buyers. So I want you to pay attention from this point of the video, because I'm going to be detailing exactly the system that I built out, and I've even effected it. It is actually my subsequent client that is enjoying the whole process, because I've effected this whole process and it's working superb. It is working superb. So I need you to pay attention so that I can detail this, so that you get every single information of how I was able to build out that system and how it's working for my clients even right now. Now, before I tell you how everything worked out for me, how I have structured this system that I used for them, how I have perfected it, and about to detail it to you. Before we go into that, I want us to do a little bit of mind cleanup first, because while I was actually doing those things, I was actually so confused with it, trying a lot of things. There were things that I did that didn't work before I was able to realize what worked for me. There were things I was wasting my time on that did not work. And guess what? 100% of realtors in the online space are making these mistakes consistently and confidently. So I have about 4 things that I need you to clear right now. Like, I need to clear your mind on these 4 particular things now, because you could be doing one of them or 2 of them or all of them. So I really need you to clear your mind of all these things, because I see a lot of realtors every single day making this mistake, not knowing that it's just a waste of time. At least I'm not a realtor. I don't do the job of taking people on inspection to, convince. That's not where my work is. But as someone that have actually brought in property sales, that have actually sat down and figured something out that actually closed property sales using my system and my phone and what I've learned and all the difficulties, I feel like I'm in the position to tell you that in the online space there is something that I call waste of time. Okay, because I've had to do those things and they didn't work. So let's just get into them quickly. There are these 4 particular things that I need you to know today, so that if you are doing it, you know that, okay, you are aware that it might actually be a waste of time. Or if it has worked for you before, then no problem, keep doing. But if you're doing it right now, just know the result of it. Okay, number 1, what you need to clear your mind on right now is unrealistic expectations of leads. You see, I'm not saying that you cannot find someone in the online space that doesn't know you, and they can't convert that day. It's possible, okay? I'm being realistic here. It is very, very possible. But where I've had most difficulty with is where I was having unrealistic expectations of the leads I was collecting. Yes, I put in all the efforts to make sure that we are targeting high profile people that can afford properties. But once I've got that down, and that doesn't mean that they'll come into the business, the realtor's business, and buy property from the realtor immediately. It could happen. I'm not disregarding that it can, but to be realistic and to set your expectations right, they are online. They are online. You have to give them a little bit of space, from 1 month, 3 months, 6 months. Please, if you have been in the real estate business, you understand exactly what I'm saying. Okay, so I don't want you to watch this video with the mindset that I have some kind of secret that you put into your business and you start getting sales tomorrow. Please. Okay, so have this in mind, that these are real estate leads. You are dealing with people that will give you about 20 million, and even you can't even do that. Okay, you can't even do that. If you're being realistic, you can't even do that with a business person that you just met in the online space. Okay, so let's just have that expectation. 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, that is the space that you have to give your leads, at least the maximum amount of time. Okay, so have this in mind. Then the second one is this: if you're a realtor and you are running ads and you are sending that traffic to your website homepage, please, you are just dashing the social media gods your money. To simplify it, in fact, 100% of the time, any ad that you're running and you're sending it to your website homepage, you are wasting the money. The reason because of it is, every single ad that you're running must have a single intention. If you're running property ad for them to buy property immediately, at least you have a single intention, even though I don't really recommend that. But at least you have a single. But any ad that you're running and you're sending the clicks, the traffic to your website homepage, what do you want those people to do? There is about us, our featured properties, latest properties, our awesome team of realtors, reviews and whatever. What exactly do you want them to do in that website? They will click out immediately and you have lost them. And guess what? You've wasted the money. Okay? We don't have money to waste here. All right? So the third one is this: you are present all over the internet space, you are everywhere, but you don't have a sales structure that will take people from that will take strangers, not even people that doesn't know you, from that online space where you are gathering that attention, whether your Instagram, whether your Facebook, or even your WhatsApp status, wherever you are in the online space. You don't have a sales structure that will bring people from that space, bring them into your list, and engage the whole activities that will get them to know you and ultimately convert to property buyers. Okay, this is the most important part of the whole thing, because this is what changed the whole thing for me. All right, so if you're in the online space, I know it's amazing having a lot of Instagram followers. It helps also because you may not really know where the sales will come from, but we are talking about consistency and predictability here. Okay, something that you can say, okay, yes, these people are in my database, they belong to me. Even if anything happens to my Instagram page, or even if anything happens to the ad I'm running, or even if anything happens to my Facebook or whatever, I have these people. I value contact details more than Instagram followers. So if you check out my Instagram, like, I don't even know how many followers I have right now, and I delete followers all the time. You get my point? So I value contact details much more than followers. So yeah, pay attention to this, because this is what will make the difference for you. You can be all over the place in the internet, but you need to have a structure that is converting that attention. You need to have a structure that is converting that attention. You can't just get attention. You might be selling in the online space, so you might be selling, but until you get the sales process to be personal, I mean, communicating with people one on one, consistently, on a regular basis, I don't think you will ever experience the difference that it will make in your business. So if you're all over the internet, Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp status, and you're posting and you don't have a means of consistently and regularly interacting with the leads that you've collected, know it today that you need to implement it. You need to. Then the fourth one is this: almost every realtor do this, and that is poor communication of property features to potential property buyers. What you need to know about this is that you are referring to human beings, okay? You're not referring to robots. And in the online space, it only takes you a few seconds to grab someone's attention, and it only takes you a few seconds to lose it completely. So there are a lot of people that can afford properties in the online space. I'm saying this from my own personal experience. There are people that can afford properties roaming the online space. There's a lot of them. Okay, where the problem is that there are thousands and thousands of realtors, so you have thousands of competition. All right, then when you finally have the opportunity to talk about a property, you just get pictures, post the pictures, bring right up, okay, this is located in Epe, or wherever the property is located. This is located in this place, property features, book inspection. Please, how if you don't know how to hit their emotions hard, if you don't know how to convert those features into something that can actually benefit them as people that are interested in investing in that particular property, if you don't know how to communicate those features and make that property seem attractive to them, to their greedy needs, how do you want to move them to buy? Because you're referring to human beings. How do you want to move them to buy? And every realtor is doing this. If you go to their website, pictures, property features, neighborhood details, book inspection. If you go to their Instagram caption, pictures, video, even realtors that know how to do video, that know how to do enticing video, they also do the same mistake in the video itself. You talk about the property, you talk about the feature. I know that this property is located where the Dangote refinery is. It is located in this amazing neighborhood. How do you break it down to communicate to the emotions and the greedy needs of that potential investor, to get them interested, to communicate exactly how that property will bring them returns? Something like this property has appreciated within this period of time. Imagine what it will be like if you hold this property for about 1 or 2 years, something like that. So there's a lot of tactics that requires, communicating the emotional aspect of that particular property, so that you get them to pay attention. You hit their greedy personality, so that they can pay attention to what you're saying, so that they can understand exactly how that property will benefit them by investing in it. These four particular things now: having unrealistic expectations of online leads, running ads and sending the traffic to your website homepage, being present all over social media without a sales structure that works towards bringing people, people personal with your brand, and ultimately converting them to property buyers. And lastly, not knowing how to communicate property features to potential buyers. Please, these four particular things now, you need to know how to organize it in your business. So I've cleared these four things that I realized was actually a roadblock. These four things that I actually did while trying to generate leads and convert them for realtors. That is my experience. So please, if you are doing it, know it today that it could actually be a waste of time. It could actually be a roadblock to your success. How did I structure this process? Before I get into that, I need you to know that what I'm about to tell you, it depends on you to believe it or not. But these processes now, there are actually things that I've had to discover by myself, trying to work leads into becoming clients. And you need to know that I don't just come in, build it. I did not just come in and build it and it started bringing sales. The realtors that it worked for actually put in the work. Okay? Yeah, I was giving them instructions on what to do. They were doing it, but yeah, I was confused about it. But yes, they did it. They carried out those tasks. And yes, sales didn't come in immediately as we expected, but sales did come in. And not just one, not just two. And even as we are watching this video now, this system is working actively in their business. They are bringing in leads, they are putting it into where those leads will be worked on. So please, if you believe in this system or if you don't believe in it, it's entirely up to you, because you will see it for yourself and you also see the logical reasons why this is supposed to work. So pay attention, because I'm about to detail them to you. There are 6 steps that I took. I told you that I've actually organized this whole process. So there are 6 steps that I took in order to completely build out a very effective and consistent follow-up system for those realtors. Then it doesn't just involve follow-up, it also involves bringing in the leads, because if there's no leads to work on, there will be nobody to follow up on. Because another important part of this whole process is consistently bringing in leads. Whether you're running ads or whether you are on social media, you ensure that whatever you are doing, you are bringing in those leads from the online space where everybody owns their attention, to a space where you consistently and regularly own their attention, where if you post something they will see it most. So that is the essence of consistently bringing in these leads into your database. So there are 6 steps that I usually carry out to build this effective follow-up process. So pay attention so that you understand how we do each step, so that you can do it for your business however you want. Now, step 1 of this whole process is researching and dialing in on the type of people that you want to attract into your business. What kind of properties do you sell? And what kind of people do you want to attract? Maybe from your ad or from your social media pages. What are their pain points? What are their concerns? The previous clients that you have served in your business, what are the most recurring questions that they kept asking you? Each client, what was that particular question that each client asked you? I'm talking about your previous clients. What are those most recurring questions, those concerns, those pain points? What could possibly keep them from taking action and buying property currently now? What are their desires? What do they desire most in a property? The importance of this particular step 1, this research, is to bring serious clarity on the marketing messages that we're going to be putting out there, whether it is your ad or your follow-up messages. Just like this video now, if you reached up to this point in this video, it means that you are a realtor looking for the most effective way to get leads and convert them to property buyers. But when it comes to property buyers, targeting property buyers, it becomes a little bit difficult because anybody can be a property buyer. A CEO can be a property buyer, a doctor can be a property buyer, a lawyer can be a property buyer, a business person and entrepreneur can be a property buyer. So it becomes a little bit difficult targeting them by their job title or with a particular title or whatsoever. There is surplus attributes that you can use to target property buyers, and that is using the most recurring questions, the concerns that they show you as a realtor, that your previous clients have shown you, those questions that they keep asking, those desires that they've shown you that they want from their property. You bring it all together, then use it to create a marketing message. So that is what we do. So the purpose of this particular step is so that we can create a very clear marketing message that will fall on the ears of a particular set of people, that is potential property buyers, so that they can get to pay attention and take the action that you want them to take. And that is why this particular method works whether you are a realtor, any part of the world where you are doing your business from. This is why this particular method works, because we dial down to understand the kind of property that you sell. Then we get to understand the type of clients that you worked with before. Then we get to understand exactly the type of people that you want to attract into your business, and the questions, the concerns, the desires that they will have, so that we can create a marketing message that will go out there wherever media that they congregate. We can go out there, pass that message across using an ad, a social media post, however you do your own thing. We can use it to attract those people into your list. For example, what documents should I have to ensure that I have gotten complete ownership of the property that I've bought? This is a top concern for property buyers. Another thing is, how do I ensure that this property will bring me returns on my investment? Can you give me a detailed plan on exactly how this property will bring me returns on my investment? This is a top concern for every property buyer. So we gather all these things, their questions, their pain points, what could possibly stop them from buying property if you market a property to them, their deepest greedy desires. We gather all this information and then we move on to step 2. We bring up that most reoccurring concern, that most reoccurring question, or that most reoccurring desire that comes out with every single one of your clients. I am sure that there is that single question that every single one of your clients ask you. We bring out that particular concern. You get a piece of paper and your pen and put down a very detailed answer or solution to that concern. Very, very detailed, in such a way that if they go to Google, they might not find another resource that is as detailed as that. This particular material now is your marketing material, because it has the answer to the most recurring question that your potential property buyers has. So gather information if you may, call your other realtors if you may, but get the most detailed answer to that particular question. Create it, write it down. Pick your phone camera, collect a chair, sit down and speak into the camera. Be as detailed as possible. Create your timestamp on that particular piece of paper and talk about those solutions, those answers. Be as detailed as possible. You can use video, you can just show up in front. You don't require any fancy equipment or whatever. What you require is the solid answer to that particular concern, to that particular pain, to that particular, how to satisfy that particular desire, how to calculate if that property will give them the maximum return or not, how to answer that particular question in a very, very detailed and simple format that they will be like, wow, I didn't know this thing was like this. Thank you so much for answering this particular. You know what I mean? So it's always good to appear in video. And please don't tell me that you don't create videos, because real estate nowadays, the kind of competition there is not the type of competition that will come and say I can't create videos or I'm too shy. This is not a type of video that you this is not the type of video that you use to run your ad. Okay, this is a type of video that, for example, now assuming your loved one is in another country and then they want to buy a property from a realtor that is selling to them, and they might not trust that realtor, and they know that you have experience with this kind of thing, and then you have experience in the real estate in that country, and they plead you to please Record them a video to answer this particular question, to clarify them on something, to know if they can go on with this or not. Won't you do it? Won't you record the video? Okay, assuming you have a client now that wants to buy a property from you, a very huge deal at that, and they say that, okay, this particular thing, I'm really confused about it, I really need serious clarity on this, please can you record me a few minutes video and explain this to me so that we can move forward? Won't you record the video? So these are the type of video that, you post out there, you use all the fancy. No, you don't need all that. All you need is to put down every single detail in a piece of paper. Get your phone camera, go in front of a place that is well lit, just like I'm doing right now. You don't need all the fancy equipment. Record a very detailed video that answers that particular question clearly, in such a way that they will not find it on Google. I asked my client to do this, they did it, and they sent me the video. I did the editing on the video. So now let's go forward to step 3. I hope you're not losing your focus here, because I have a lot that you really need to understand. Step 3 is all about taking the remaining pieces of content, the remaining questions, the remaining concerns, those desires, those questions that they normally ask you whenever they approach you to make requests and all that. You take those other concerns, those other questions that we've been able to gather. Sometimes they are up to 15. And then I give it to my clients. They go in and create short form bits of content, short form videos, just like your normal Instagram reels that you create every single day. They just sit down in front of camera, make sure that their face is well lit and the whole thing is sharp. Okay, you just need daylight. You don't need fancy equipment. I've said this again. You just need your daylight, okay, to appear very, very clear in the video, and then pass across your information. As simple as that. And you don't need to prolong. As long as the video takes for you to pass across your information, you don't need to necessarily worry about the length of the video, whether it's 1 hour. Well, actually, most of these videos I'm talking about is not really up to 2 minutes. Okay, so you create very short form videos answering those questions, each one of them, to the best of your knowledge. Don't take it for granted, please. So each time you bring out your phone and you want to hit record, take it as if it is a client of yours that wants to buy property from you. You get? And it is a huge deal. But then they have this particular thing that they are worried about. Maybe they've bought property before and they got duped, or it didn't end well because of that particular piece of information. Or a friend of theirs have told them that if you want to buy property, this is what you should look out on. And that's why they want to get information on that. So take it as if that particular client of yours requested for that short form videos for you to clarify them on it. So each time you sit down with your camera, before you press record, take it as if that particular video is you answering your client question, and that is what's holding them from converting. Because true, all these little questions that goes unanswered are actually the roadblock that is delaying them. I'm speaking this from my experience. They're actually the roadblocks that is delaying them from buying property. Sometimes they have this doubt, and a simple doubt that you could have cleared with just 2 to 3 minutes video. Okay, so that this content, sometimes they're up to 15. I give it to my clients. They go in, each content they work on it today, the next content tomorrow. All this process that I'm describing here, both the ones I'm still about to describe, it doesn't take more than 2 weeks to do, unless if you decide to delay it. Because assuming it's someone that asks you that question, if you are going to type it, or just type it and send it to them when you are chatting, it shouldn't take you more than a minute. So don't overthink the whole thing. You just write down your answer. Be very detailed to the best of your knowledge. If it's something that you don't know about, there is also other realtors, your partners, that you can just ask, please clarify me on this, so that you can create that video. Very important, because the competition out there is not something you should be joking with. You need to be showing your face constantly to your leads, and that is where you create the impression that you are the expert that you claim you are. That is where you create the impression that you are there to solve their needs. Because you can't tell me that you are the perfect realty for their property needs, but you can't just sit down and answer their questions. It positions you as that realtor that they will come to whenever they have these property needs, because you have clarified them on a lot of things. Okay, why other realtors are out there screaming buy this property, you are clarifying your own list on this particular topic when it comes to title, when it comes to calculating whether a property will give them returns. So please take this process very seriously. The fourth step of this process, the fourth step, is all about taking those short form videos and putting them on different pages on your website, okay, with appropriate title. Okay, so the next thing is we create very short and enticing follow-up messages that will be sent to their inbox every 4 or 5 days, depending on your preference. Though I like to ask my clients, how often do you want to communicate with these guys? Okay, so every 4 or 5 days we create those short enticing messages that reach out to them. Hey, since we are interested in this particular information, I think you love this video where I explained on exactly all the documents that you need to have whenever you are buying a landed property, that will show you with full confidence that you have actually gotten full ownership of that property. Please check this out. It's very important. Something like that, for example. So we have about 15 of such content. So we create short and enticing messages that will be sending them to those videos, and it will be sending out every 4 or 5 days with the link to each of those videos. Okay, so after that, then we take all the properties that you have. For each property, we dedicate a single page on your site, and we create enticing copy for each of those properties. We create an enticing copy in the sense that all those desires that they have with the property that they buy, they always have desires for any kind of property that they want to buy. They have pinpoints, they have questions about that property, they have concerns about that property. We write a very enticing copy for each of those properties that answers those questions, those possible questions that they may have, addresses their concerns, and brings out the features of those property, each of those property, and match them with their desires. It will not always be 100% what they want, and it is always better to tell them the truth. Okay, it will not always be 100% of what they want, but we find that way of matching those property features to match their greedy desires. Okay, to communicate the features of that property in exactly their language, to make them understand the importance, the benefits, the returns of having this particular property in their portfolio. So we do that for each and every single one of your property. And the catch here is that the reason why I dedicate a page for each property is for us to gather all the information concerning that particular property in a single page, so that they don't miss out on any information when they are going through that page. And another thing is, so that assuming you are sending those clicks, you are marketing those properties using Instagram video, and you don't have a website where you can bring together all the information concerning a particular property, assuming you send them to your Instagram video, guess what the potential of what could happen? Yes, they will see your Instagram video, but do you know what happened? It just takes them just a scroll within milliseconds for them to completely get caught up, like on another thing. Maybe the next scroll will lead them to that favorite person that they are following, and be like, wow, another thing have caught their attention. They've completely lost track of everything. This is the reality of the online space. People's attention are very fragile. Even you have had experience with this. Something might take you to Instagram, you just get distracted with completely another thing. Same thing with Facebook, same thing with all these social media platforms. So it's great that you use that social media platform to gather views, to gather lists, to gather people's attention and put them into your list. But I use websites to sell, because then I can create detailed information on that property, detailed copy, gather all the videos that has to do with that property, all the high quality videos, all the high quality images, the copy that speaks to their desires, and even very big catchy buttons, colorful buttons that will say, yes, key me into this property, yes, I am interested, which they can click on, and it will take them directly to your inbox. Okay, that is why it is very important, and that's why I prefer using website pages to dedicate to each of those properties. Different page, different property. So after creating those property pages with all those information in them, we still create another enticing follow-up messages. This one is with the sole purpose of dropping the link to those pages. Okay, the other one is purpose of educating them on a particular thing that they have questions about, that they have concerns about. This one is for the sole purpose of showing them this particular opportunity, this particular investment opportunity that you have, that is actually amazing. And once they click on that button, they land on that website, and as they are scrolling, it is all about the property, the videos, the images, the copy that speaks to them, supposedly the copy that speaks to their desires. Okay, as they are scrolling, more information about the property, the button key in to this property, I am interested, so it will be all about that property. That's what we do in the fourth step, creating those follow-up messages that will be scheduled to be sending every 4 or 5 days, every 7 days, however you want to structure your own. Okay, creating those messages that could last for 4 to 6 months. Okay, education intended messages and sales intended messages with a friendly tone, a tone that is not too salesy, that is not too like, you don't come to people's DM and rub it all over their face. I use WhatsApp to achieve this because WhatsApp is mostly where you chat with your clients. Email does a great job though. If you want email, this can be implemented using email. But the reason I brought everything down to WhatsApp is it is a platform where you chat comfortably with your clients. Okay, so I use WhatsApp to achieve. So we don't want to be sending messages that sounds intrusive to people. You want to make it a friendly tone. You want to educate them on something, and that's why it's very important. Those educative videos is very important, because if you answer their questions, they'll be like, wow, I didn't know this thing was like this. They'll be more welcoming. They'll be like, wow, thank you so much, I didn't know this thing was like, oh, you get my point. So the more they welcome you, the more you have the opportunity to show them properties. Okay, that's the whole setup of the whole thing. The follow-up messages that is education intended, the follow-up message that is sales intended, your property pages, and then hosting those videos on your website, on different pages of your website. So that's step 4. Now let's head on to step 5. What happens in step 5 of this process? You have your main video, like the main video that explain the detailed, gives a detailed answer on the most recurring concern that your clients have. You have all those short form videos that is about the length of reels that explain, answers other questions that they might have. You have your follow-up messages crafted already that will be sending out to them every 4 or 5 days, every 1 week for the next 4 or 6 months. You have your property pages, high converting property pages that is designed to speak to their deepest desires and address every single concern that they might have about buying that particular property. You have those property pages all set up. Now, what is step 5 all about? It is all about your video ad. The video that you put out there in order to sell that information, that one question that you have answered, in order to sell that particular video to them. I'm not saying that you can't have other property ads that is going on in your business, but this particular video ad is structured this way so that you don't directly sell properties and increase their resistance to react to your ad. Let me explain this better. When you try to sell property using an ad, people don't come to social media with a pocket full of 10 million waiting to give you and buy property. Okay, people come to social media to have a good time, to just scroll, get engaged, enjoy themselves. That's exactly how social media is. So if you come to social media with the sole purpose of selling a property, not even shoes and bags, a property that is worth 10 million, you shouldn't expect, you get what I'm saying? You might actually run that ad for weeks. You might not really get a reasonable sale from it. I'm saying this from experience. I'm saying this from the concerns that my clients keep giving me. So the reason why we are going to structure this video ad this way is for you to drastically reduce the resistance that they will have to react to your ad, because this time around you are answering a question, and that particular question that you are answering, it is only an intending property buyer that will have that question. Somebody, a teenager that is just scrolling social media, cannot just be interested in knowing the documents that you need to have in order to be fully assured that you've owned this property. A lady that is there to look for wigs to buy is definitely not interested, and someone that will spend their time to opt in to get that information from you It's definitely not wasting their time doing that. They need that information. I'm not saying that you will get 100% property buyers. I'm being realistic in everything I'm telling you in this video. Okay, I'm not here to give you false information or give you false hopes. Don't always expect 100% people that are interested in buying property, because of course it is very, very good, it is very crucial that we dial in our targeting to the right people. But once you have dialed in your targeting, all your targeting tactics, like once you have dialed it in, you now leave it to the social media gods, to the social media algorithm system to decide who it shows your ads to. Okay, so that's exactly the reality of the whole thing. So you will get people that are serious about buying property. You will also get people that wants to buy property but might not be ready, because they need that information too. You might also get some unserious people that you don't really know what they are. Please, let's be realistic here. That is exactly how it is. So you create your video ad, and mind you, the more energetic and convincing you sound in your video, the more people will be convinced about what you're talking about. Okay, you can't just show up on social media and be like, these are the documents that, you have to put in some energy, some ginger. You have to create that atmosphere that people need to pay attention to you, because they did not come there to see you, they came there to get engaged. So you can't be boring. Okay, even if you have not created video before, you have to approach that video ad with the intention that if you screw it up, you don't have any leads to follow up on. That is just the truth of the whole thing. If you screw up your video ad, if you mess up there, if you don't put out something that is, full of energy, that gets transferred to anybody that sees the video, nobody is going to opt in, and you don't have anybody to follow up on. And everything that you have invested your time on, that is the most important thing you need to note here. So what you are selling in that your video ad is actually that long form video where you answer that particular, their most recurring question, so that they opt in through your ad, so that you can give them the link to that particular video. So that is what we are going to be promoting in that ad. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you'll be answering a particular question. That particular video content that you're promoting could actually be a property list of properties that is guaranteed to give the maximum return on investment. The only problem with this type of video is that before the next 2 months it might be obsolete, because those properties might be sold out, or that kind of thing. But it doesn't really mean that you can't use property. You can't use property as a form of value. I'm just giving you an idea here. You need to have something that is valuable, so that you can go out there, speak to the people that needs that information, and they will opt in to receive that information from you. They'll spend time putting in their phone number or their email, their name, so that they can get that information from you. So that is the purpose of your video ad. That is what you should achieve with your video ad. Step 6 of this whole process, which is the most enticing step, is bringing all these things together, all these marketing materials, your video ad, the long form video where you answer their most recurring question, pinpoint their desire, all the short form videos like length of reels that answers all of their other questions. You have your enticing short follow-up messages, the ones that education intended, the ones that sales intended. You have your high converting property pages that you can even convert to a template and use it for your subsequent properties or listings that will be coming in. You have all these marketing materials. Now, this final step is to automate the whole thing. Reason being that this is very important. Reason is because if you start running your ads now, like you want to do all these things manually, say you have all the follow-up messages, you've written them out somewhere, you have all those videos, they are hanging there on your website pages, you have your property pages, so you want to do everything automatically. So assuming you got like 5 leads today from your ad, okay, you send out the first message, then the next 4 days, let me say you are doing everything at 4 days interval, you are supposed to send the second message. But then you had leads day before yesterday, you have leads yesterday, you have leads day before yesterday, you have leads next 4 days. So after sending the first message to those 5 leads that you got today, tomorrow, assuming you got like 3 leads tomorrow, you will still send that first message to them. Next tomorrow, the leads that you get next tomorrow, you will still send Before 3 days, you're already confused. Okay, coupled with the all the demanding tasks and all the activities that you have to be doing as an active realtor. Okay, because me, I understand, I work with realtors every day. They are always occupied with, let me say, getting listings, showing property in the office, like a lot of things that they tell me they're involved with. So how do you want to effectively get leads and convert them? Because the money is in the follow up. Don't let any other person tell you otherwise, because this is a high ticket product that we are talking about. Don't let someone in the online space tell you that they will get you buyers, and those people will convert today, or in the next 1 week, or even in the next 2 weeks. Okay, we are being realistic here. Don't let anybody sell you on that. So that is the major reason why you should automate everything, so that anybody that makes request of you of any property, if they don't convert that day, you put them into that sequence. You will ensure that for the next 4 months or 6 months, depending on the length of the whole activity, they will keep hearing from you every 4 days or every 5 days or I have one of my clients that, actually, I'm using her for example, not that she's only my client, but she's the client that I've had that is very, very, very active with video making. I really love this whole video making thing because it puts you out there, shows your face, gives a personality to your brand, gives a face to your voice, so that humans, which are your property buyers, can connect to their fellow human. Okay, that's why I love video. It just works. So she was actually the client that I got the most results for. You get? So we launched her sales funnel last year November. Okay, but guess what? Right now, she is doing, from that particular sales funnel and the leads that she collected from it, she is doing at least 3 landed properties monthly. I'm talking about monthly. I'm not saying in 3 months time. That sales, the whole sales process is still in her business, and it is effectively functioning in her business right now. Same with other people, same with my other clients, but the reason I'm taking her for example is because she's one I've gotten most results for. Not because of me. The most result, like the effective sales that she's getting, is not really because of me, but because of the kind of energy that she brings into the videos. If you bring in energy into your video, you tend to convert people, you tend to bring in people like this. Okay, so I'm using her for example because she got the most result. So what she normally does is this: she now has this system at this whole process as the at the back end of her business. Anybody that sends her any DM, she has an ad that she's running every now and then. She's getting leads from that ad, and she's doing exactly this now. I'm about to tell you with those leads. Anybody that sends her a DM on Instagram, on Facebook, any channel that she finds herself, what she does is she asks the person, hey, Mr. This, Mrs. This, I actually have this little platform, this little, I don't know how she framed it the day we were talking about it. We have this little thing that is going on where I teach people how to know the documents on that kind of value. I also show them every now and then the property opportunity that brings the maximum return. Would you like to be part of this? Would you like to join us? Yes, I would love to. No, I don't want that kind of thing. Go your way. She pulls them into that sequence. And guess what? Guess what? Anytime that they are ready to buy property, she is the one. Okay? She have converted clients from this. She's had people from that list telling her, wow, thank you so much for always showing us this information. Thank you. We really appreciate it. And whenever I'm ready, you are the one I am coming to. She has gotten such commentaries from different people. 100% of the people in that list will not give you such commentary. But trust the process. Trust the fact that they are seeing your videos, even though they might not be commenting, they might not be reaching out yet. Trust the fact that any single lead you put into that system, it is only a matter of time until you convert that lead. So this whole system now comes together to build you as the expert, for them to recognize you, for them to hear from you every now and then, so that every other competition that is going on out there, They will not be distracted by it. If they have questions, they will come to you and ask that question. If they want to buy property, they will come to you and make requests. Okay? If they react to your marketing messages, you start chatting. That is the simple process here. There is nothing to hide here, okay? That is the and if you look at this whole setup now, even you will be convinced, the logical aspect, you'll be convinced that this is actually something that brings in sales. Okay, there is nothing to hide. So this whole setup now builds up even your most unserious leads, even people that came in there and they don't know how they landed in your list. For example, say they didn't have any intention of buying property, they just wanted to check out and see how things are, and they spend the time putting their name, their phone number, their email address just to come into your list. With time, they will even start, like, this whole process will start building their interest, their desire towards the property that you are selling, because anybody can buy property. This is not a matter of you sell the products that are meant for doctors to doctors, you sell the products that are meant for nurses to nurses, you sell the product that are meant every single person. As long as they are a business owner, they are well paid, they can afford the property, they can be convinced to buy property. So you automate this whole process. I don't leave the whole process of following up in the hands of realtors, because I know how things are. I know how busy they get during the day. Okay, I don't leave it at the hands of realtors. I don't generate leads. That's what I used to do. I run the Facebook as generate leads. They come back to tell me that they're not converting. How is your follow up game? Is it effective? Is it consistent? Does it address the desires of those people in your list? Okay, does it sell to them? That is what we are looking to achieve with this whole system. So imagine what this whole process will be for you if you bring in any lead into your business, introduce them to this little thing that is going on in your business, where you educate, you show them properties. Yes, they say yes. You put it becomes a norm in your business that no lead that comes into your business we just go like that. We just like you just handle them anyhow. You just leave them hanging somewhere in your inbox, giving them the opportunity to discover other realtors and start communicating with other realtors, and when they're ready, they just choose who they want. It has to be you. But then you need to have a strong follow-up, a strong and consistent follow-up process. Okay, and that is exactly what this system achieves for you. All right, imagine if this system brings in at least two or three property, at the very least two or three property sales for you every single month, as long as you are feeding it with more people. Imagine in the next 4 months, and this system is already filled up with people and it is performing at its very best. The beauty about this whole thing is that next year you have this system, next 2 years you'll still have this system. The only thing that changes is the properties, the property links in those images, because I set up this process. I teach my clients, very very simple to use. I teach them, record videos for them, how to remove this property if it gets sold out, how to update this price if there's a price increase, how to send out messages, like quick message, like let me say an information comes in today and you really need to get it across to those people. Those kind of information is something, it's not something that you automate. Okay, I teach them how to do all those things. It's very very easy. I teach them how to add leads into their list. It takes literally seconds to do. But when the system has been set up, it is very simple now to handle, and you don't have any excuses, because any lead that comes to your business should be put into that sequence, so that it will only be a matter of time before you convert them. So this is all about it. From step 1 to step 6 is the system that we have used to get strangers that does not know who the realtor is, that haven't met the realtor before, that haven't encountered the realtor's brand before, to get them to know the realtor and have ultimately converted some to property buyers and actively working on the rest and even bringing in more leads. So if you look at the whole process, you realize that I didn't hide a pin from you. I didn't bring you here so that I could entice you about this shiny new thing that is going on in the internet space that will sell you properties, and then bring it to the back end so that I can sell you that shiny new thing. I've outlined every single thing. I've tried my best, at least, to make sure that everything is clear. That's actually the reason why I don't know how long this video is right now, but I really try to explain everything in full detail. I mean, if you have this at the back end of your business and it's bringing you to property sales more, what is two property sales in a month worth for you? You think about the profit it brings into your pocket, okay? Two or three consistently. I'm not talking about once. As long as you keep feeding it with more leads from your ads, from your DMs, anywhere you get people that are interested in anything property, you put it into that sequence. As long as you keep feeding with more people, the more people you feed it, the more sales, the more potential sales you expect in a month. So assuming he's bringing in two or three property sales, think of the profit that he's actually giving. It means we are winning, okay? So if we are a realtor that is struggling with bringing strangers in the online space, getting them to know your brand, get personal with your brand, and ultimately convert them to property buyers. If you are a realtor that is struggling with getting leads consistently in the online space, or if you're a realtor that is struggling with following up with leads, like you are allowing your leads to fall through the cracks, people that could have given you money, that could have been your profits in your pocket, you're allowing them to get lost somewhere in your inbox, or you follow up sometime, let me say five times, and they didn't convert, and then you give up and you start chasing another person. If you're a realtor that is struggling with this, you don't have time, don't bring out time, or you are occupied with the task of being a realtor, you don't have time to actually dial down on the leads that you have, and also bringing new leads consistently into your business. If you are struggling with that, and also if you're a realtor that wants to make the sales process in your business to be consistent, it's not like a feast this month, farmer in next month, farmer in the next upper month, farmer in then like on a what here is consistency and predictability, because you have something that is dialed down on conversion, not just bringing in people, but a solid conversion game that is going on at the background of your business. So if you're a realtor that wants consistent sales, then today start working on implementing this method in your business. Okay, if you have someone that can work on all this for you, you're confident in the person, they are good with direct response copy, writing direct response copy, editing video, crafting all those messages, putting up the website, the systems and everything. They have good, they have good experience with automating messages, creating those systems perfectly, because it is good to get it dialed in, working. Then you can detail them all the information in this video, or you give them this video, they watch it and implement it starting from today. Let it be a lifestyle that any lead that comes into your business will be put into that follow-up sequence. Make it a lifestyle that any lead that comes into your business, you will implement your strong follow-up game, so that you don't relent allowing them to fall through the cracks. Because someone that you are seeing today that might be unserious can actually be yourself tomorrow. That is the whole experience I've gotten from the whole thing. Okay, so detail it to them, they'll go in and create it for you, start immediately. Or if you'd like us to work together, if you would like to work with me to implement this system for your business, then there's a green button below. So you click on that green button, it will take you to my WhatsApp. Simply send me a message that, yeah, you are interested in this whole system. Then we'll have a 40 minutes chat for me to understand exactly what is going on in your business right now, the kind of properties you sell, your strengths. When if you can make videos, like if you are good with making videos, understand how everything is going on in your business right now, so that we can understand how to implement this system for you. Simply click that button below and send me a message. Okay, the reason why I say 40 minutes chat is because I don't like calls. I prefer chatting, like voice chatting, because people tend to say more when they are relaxed and not on a call and rushing the call and everything. So we are going to use voice chat or video call if you want to, whichever one that you prefer. But I prefer voice chat or video call, so that we can be able to communicate our needs very, very effectively with no rushing. Okay, so click on that button below and send me a message. We can understand everything concerning your business, what is happening in your business currently, the kind of properties you sell. Then we determine how to implement this system for you. If you're interested, we can go on. If you are not, we just live off as friends. We answer each other's questions every now and then. So if it's now your choice to decide if you want to go back to the whole process of, malhandling leads, not taking them seriously, thinking that every lead you get from the internet space is unserious, complaining about Facebook targeting, and then bringing in inconsistent sales, like sales is not consistent in your business. If you want to go back to that old way, you can. But if you want this method of never ever allowing leads that come into your business to be ignored, you want to implement a very strong follow-up game that is conversion specific, that's dialed in to convert those strangers that doesn't know who you are into property buyers. Then click on that green button. We schedule the perfect time to have that chat so that we get to understand each other and ultimately get you dialed in to start converting even your most unserious leads. So thank you. If you reach this point of the video, thank you for actually spending your time. I really hope that you got enough of value from this video, enough of like mindset shifting information from this video, so that you go back into your business and know the things that you need to remove and the things that you need to implement. Okay, so if you want to implement this very strong follow-up game into your business starting today without delay, because the earlier you start, in the next 3 months, you're already reaping the benefits. It's already a norm in your business. You're already active everywhere. So act today. Click on that green button below and let's have a chat.